So yeah, Academia, you had to give us like a really just nice sweet moment between a couple of characters, and then afterwards you just had to remind us, oh yeah, someone just died, and by the way, someone might be trying to kill Midoriya, because that's a thing, and also as well, he's a fucking creep. And of course, it's the one character that I was always like, the fuck is with this guy? Like, what is with him? He's a weirdo. And then it's like, oh, it's alright, you guys don't have to wait too long, because he's gonna just show you how much of a fucking freak or traitor that he is, because that's kind of how they're trying to set it up right now with everything that's going on with this piece of shit. So yeah, it's time to talk about this chapter of Academia, because Oyama is, there's something up, very concerning up with him, like, especially, so yeah, we'll get into it. So we wrapped up with Bakugo and the rest of the gang after they did their little exam, and like, all of them were like, yeah, let's all clean up with the kids, and Bakugo's like, I'm gonna have my fun with this, and he just destroys it, and he's like, you know, you're using me as the cleanup crew, I'm using my own way of cleaning it, as he's just like slamming across the ice and everything. He's like, Bakugo, just calm down for a fucking minute. Like, he just loves it at this point, like, after everything. And, like, everyone has their nice little moment, but and it's like, you know, they're talking about that. However, though, with, like, the combination of, like, both classes being involved with this thing, like, you know, hey, you know, we've had it, like, with the Shiketsu group, and not to mention as well with UA. This also, how well this went about, because mainly thanks to, like, all of them, is that they're planning on actually sharing information, and not to mention they're going to be, like, having UA. So we will probably be seeing these characters a little bit more often, if anything, because, or at least, like, hearing of them. So, like, they're going to be sharing, like, words, they're going to be, like, kind of, like, exchanging a few things. So, in turn of that, it kind of worked well. It was like, hey, let's show how strong, like, you know, both our schools are, but at the same time, let's show that we can actually work together, and that, you know, hey, we're not gonna keep secrets. So they're probably, if anything, like, they hear anything about the villain organization, then they're gonna let them know, and they're gonna be like, hey, it's just better to work as a group, and it's thanks to, like, all of them, like, if anything. So I kind of like that, like, a little bit in the chapter. It was like, alright, we had a nice little moment between all those characters. I will say the one thing is, like, with the what we get to Shiketsu, I cannot stand that one fucker with, like, his hair, like, down and all that, and he's always just, like, looking, like, screaming and shouting. He's, like, clenching his teeth. He's like, man, fuck you. Like, out there running. And then we had the heartwarming part of the chapter, and that's when Endeavor goes to see Todoroki, and he's like, you know, you've changed a lot, boy, you know, like, he's like, you know, it's been a while, and like, immediately when he just goes to try and, like, pat him on their head, he, like, slaps him away, and he's like, you know, shut up, I want nothing to do with it, being an edgelord, and it's like, and then he just goes up to him, and says, I'm proud of you, son, and I was like, wait, where the fuck is this coming from? And immediately, where it's like, you're seeing this other side of him, and he's like, you know, you're like, you made me proud today, son, so I will become a hero you can be proud of too. I'm the #1 hero after all, after this point, you know, the greatest man, so, you know, I need to be, like, fill up to that standard. And, like, you can tell that Todoroki's, like, a little embarrassed by this, and he's like, this is just alien to him, so he's like, just do whatever you want, man. My hands are off this. Like, I don't want to touch that. And I like that the other guy from Shiketsu is just like, because obviously he has a whole thing against his star. He, like, punches himself in the fucking face like that. Like, to think that he was dreaming or something. And he goes to walk up to Endeavor, and he's saying, like, oh, I'm going to be cheering you on. Like, I'm going to be, like, you know, watching you from the sidelines. And it was just like, oh, thanks, kid. Why is there blood on your, like, face? Like, what's going on? Like, so that was a nice little moment, like, wrapping up with all the Shiketsu, like, and everyone else and all that. It was like, you know, hey, that was just a nice moment on there, and it's just like, and you even saw that Toguro smiled at this. He's saying, you know, it's small, even if it's, like, steps, like, and small little steps on that, they're making progress. That's from, like, Todoroki and everyone. It's like, so they're not just staying as how they was from, like, when we were originally introduced. And this is something we went talking into about with, like, the last couple of chapters, and especially with last week when we talked about, we compared Bakugo from where he was from, like, chapter 1 to look where he is now, like 100 plus chapters later, and look how much he's actually grown compared to, like, the little shitbag that he is. He's still a turd for the most part, but I love him. I love that guy. He's still an asshole, but he's like, he's getting used to it. And then we finally get back to, like, finding out more about what's happening with the rest of the group, and now that it's, like, pretty much October at this point, and everyone like went to Night Eye's funeral, everyone went to attend that. We know that like Night Eye's office is being taken over by the weird creepy centipede guy that looks like he belongs in Monster Hunter, so he's being taken care of them. Everyone else, like, seems like everyone's back to school as well, like, so that was a kind of thing as well. Aries now woken up, she's kind of like in a stable condition now. They did say as well, as they mentioned, that like her quirk is originating from that giant horn that she has on her forehead, and also as well, like, since her theater's gone down, like the giant horn that she had has kind of gone down. But right now they're just saying, you know, like, it's probably not good to have a face-to-face, because clearly it has something to do with her emotions. We're still trying to figure everything out, so everyone is just like, we're gonna treat this delicately, we're gonna treat this girl with care. But Deku, for the meantime, let the girl recover, let her just, like, grow a little bit. Like, she just needs to take care of it, like, right now. And then, when it comes to fucking class, I mean, a lot of it was, like, comedy with the whole, like, Deku studying like crazy. He's trying to, like, get top grades and everything. And he's like, you know, like, everyone's like, you know, with Uraraka, and it's like, yeah, you did really good, and you put an effort into your study, yeah, and all that. And it's like, to save time and all that, you know, let's beat it for lunch rush, let's go and have that. And he's like, yeah, I'm starving. And then fucking Aoyama, for some reason, it's just like, here's some cheese, and he just shoves it in his fucking face. And then we just get to see immediately with this shit, we get to see, like, fucking Deku turn over like this. He's like, what are you doing? Like, he's like scared. It's like, like, what the fuck, man? And more importantly, why cheese? It's just like, hey, it's a nice bit of cheese. And it's like, no, I'm okay, I have some in my mouth, but can you, like, leave me alone, you fucking freak? Like, if someone did, like, I just can't, like, especially with the, like, I know it's a manga and anime, but just imagine if someone just did that to you. You're just randomly, like, at school, at work or something, and you just, like, god damn it, and someone just shoves some fucking, like, cheese in your mouth, or just like, oh, here, have a potato, there you go, like, get off me, you freak! And then you just see him, he's like, he's going back to his table, he's like, no, the cafeteria, it doesn't suit my taste, that's shit. And he's there with, like, a fine meal, bit of, like, he's got a nice, like, wine glass as well. Clearly it's, like, just OJ or something, but it's like, what the fuck is with this man? And it's like, and then they're talking about something strange started to happen, and it's like, his behavior's been acting a little bit weird, and it's like, you know, he's someone I could never read at all, and then when we get to see with Deku, and he's like, you know, until he started to reveal his true nature, and he's just outside Deku's room staring at him, very creepy. So it's like, alright, so we're now gonna find out about Aoyama, huh? Like, that's gonna be, and people thinking like, oh, so what, is he a bad guy? Is he, like, evil? And it's like, if anything, it's gonna be a huge jealousy thing, no matter what. I feel like what's gonna come into, but I feel like he definitely he's trying to study him. He's trying to do some real creepy shit to him, and I want to know, like, what's happening. Is like, like, with all the stuff that's gone down, I guess maybe with all the praise and all the stuff he's doing, like, this is probably like enticed him to, like, get a little bit, like, more jealous, and this has, like, angered him somehow. So, I mean, definitely with Class 1A, like, there's a lot of characters I like in that group, and they haven't had a lot of time. So, I mean, I like pretty much the majority of the main cast and all that. Like, 1A has some, like, some hits and misses in there, but Aoyama was, like, the one guy I was like, I mean, he's a dude. I don't particularly care for him at all. Like, he's just someone there. Like, so, if the fact that he's, like, now having, like, a little bit of center stage on there, then sure, that's fine. I wasn't really expecting him. I thought he was just going to be more comic relief, so it's a nice little twist then. It's like, oh, he's going to be someone in there. Because if anything, we've had, like, then again, we like, someone like Kirishima wasn't, like, someone that we didn't expect to have, like, his own personal kind of little moments in, like, the last arc, but it was some of my favorite stuff from the last arc, where it's like, he stole a lot of that because he had his moment to shine. But, like, then again, like, I suppose, like, he, like, out of everyone in Class 1A, like, we've had some stuff with, like, Tokiyami, we've had stuff with, like, Momo. I mean, Minette's probably still going to be the punching bag of the group, but, like, there are still, like, some, like, characters out there, like, that kind of need some time to actually shine out of the others, because at the end of the day, it's like, alright, let's have that guy in the end. I think, if anything, I would have liked to see a little bit more time spent on, like, Mina. I would have liked a little bit on the, the fact is, like, he's so, like, his name is so forgettable, and he has got the plain face, but I like him because he's like the Kung Fu guy, the Kung Fu kid. I think it would be nice, the earplug one, like, what the heck, like, give it to, what's his name, Shoji, the really weird monster dude, or like, fuck it, give it to Toru, like, Toru, why not, because, like, the characters that are just there, where it's like, sure, why not? Give it to some of those characters. And here I am, it's like, alright, but Ayama's a fucking weirdo anyway, so... I mean, overall, like, that's the thing as well. It's like, I feel like half of the characters I like in Class A, which is, like, a surprising amount, because most of them are, like, I thought I would hate at the start. And they're like, oh, here we go, there's that guy, there's that one. And it's like, no, I like a good chunk of them. So, like, overall, it's a weird job to describe. Like, I think... The bit with Endeavor and Todoroki was great. There was a lot of jokes in this chapter as well. Like, felt there was like most of the panels are going in there, and then it just turned back. Yeah, by the way, we had that really depressing funeral, so it was a little bit weird to go and like, oh, here's all this like happiness at the start, and like here's this really sweet moment. You're like, oh, and then it's like, oh, depressing. Oh, but that's okay. And then you're like, what? And then the rest of the chapter's like, what the fuck? Like, there's no other real reaction to come out of that. The fuck? The fuck, Ayama? What's up with you? So overall, let me know what you guys think about that, because, like, yeah, do you think he's evil, or do you think he's just being a dick? Like, I think if anything, I don't even think he's evil, but I just want to think he's gonna fuck with Deku now, or that he's a jealous little shit. That's where I think I'm going, but it could go anywhere. Why not? Like, that would be interesting if we had, like, someone that fucking defects from the group, and he's like, no, I've had enough of this shit. Like, that would be kind of nice. It's like, no, screw it, I'm going to become a villain or something. But I don't think it's going to go that far. I think, if anything, it's just a bit of rivalry or just some huge jealousy going on. But also, as well, who do you want to see, like, in Class 1A focused on? Personally, like, Toru, like, Shoji, and, like, the Kung Fu guy probably were the ones I want to see a little bit on there. I feel like nearly everyone else and all that. There's a few forgettable ones, like the fucking animal dude and like the one guy that's like a muscle guy. Like, they're forgettable as hell. But it's like, get some of the other ones, since they're like the other characters need some time to shine. So overall, that's all from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys though next time.